Hello students, greetings of the day. I welcome you in this video, English Grammar, Grade 8, Chapter 6, Verbs, Gerunds and Participles. So students, gerunds, participles and infinitives are non-finite verbs. Let us discuss gerunds and participles now. Before we start, students, I want to remind you that we have already discussed about finite and non-finite verbs in the previous chapter. So what is finite and non-finite verbs? Let us revise. Finite verbs are those verbs which changes according to the time, which changes according to the subject and which changes according to the persons, like first person, second person and third person. For example, I play, we play, you play, you play, he, she, it plays, 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 and they play. So here you can see the verb changes according to the person. And then if we say we play, so we will use always the first person. Then tenses, I played, we played, you played, you played, he, she, it played, they played. So students, finite verbs are those verbs which changes according to the time, according to the subject and according to the person. And now if we talk about non-finite verbs, so non-finite verbs never changes. Now look here, let us discuss about gerunds and participle. So gerunds and participles are obviously they are non-finite verbs and they do not change according to this subject, the tenses and persons. A present participle functions like an adjective, whereas gerund function like a noun. Students, this is very important line. Present participle functions like an adjective. Present participle, whenever you can see the in the sentence, so it is working as an adjective, and gerund functions like a noun. So present participle is connected with the adjective and gerund it is connected with the noun. Look at this example A. Smiling relaxes the muscles of the face. Now students, smiling, it is a present participle. Relaxes, it's a verb. Smiling is the subject of the verb. Relaxes and functions as a noun here. If we ask the question, what relaxes the muscle? We get the answer, smiling. So it is a gerund. Example B. Smiling children look cheerful. Now students, smiling, again here it is a present participle. Children, it's a what? It's a noun here. Look, verb here, and cheerful. So smiling describes the noun children. It acts like an adjective here. Okay, smiling children. So which kind of what kind of children? Smiling children. How the children are looking? Smiling children. So here it is functioning as a participle. Participle. A participle is a verb that is used as an adjective and often ends with ing or ed or en. It is a verbal adjective and does the work of a verb and an adjective in a sentence. Now students, what is participle? Participle is a verb. How it is used? It is used as an adjective. And how it is ending? It is ended, means whenever there is a verb and when we talks about present participle, so at the end of the verb we can see ing or ed or en words. Now students, present participle is divided into three. Participle is divided into three: present participle, past participle, perfect participle. Now read the sentences given here. Examples A. The twinkling stars are clearly visible. Example B. Sparkling diamonds look marvelous. Students, you can see the bold letters twinkling and sparkling. This is present participle. In the above sentences, the words twinkling and sparkling act as verbs and also as an adjective because they also describe the stars and diamonds. The ing form of such verbs are called present participle. This is, students, very easy. Ing form, it talks about present participle. Now how it can work like a adjective? It says that it works here, sparkling and twinkling. It act as verb and adjective. So verb we can understand, but how it can be possible that it is functioning as an adjective? Because they also describe the stars and diamonds. We know the definition of adjective, that any word which talks about noun, pronoun, about the quality of these noun or pronoun, so it is known as adjective. So here stars, diamonds, this is noun. So that's why here it is also functioning like a adjective here. Past participle. Read the sentences given here. The skilled craftsmen were present at the exhibition venue. The doctor was looking after the wounded boy. In the above sentences, the verbs skilled and wounded are past participles. They are verbal adjectives because they act as verbs and adjectives both. They also describe the craftsman and the boy. Past participle end in ed, en, d, t or n according to the words used. So students, same as present participle, you can see the past participle. Present participle ing form, past participle here we have seen here ed form. Skill, skilled, wound, wounded. So here they are verbal adjectives because they act as verb also and adjective both. Skilled craftsman. Which craftsman? Skilled craftsman. Which kind of boy? Wounded boy. So here it is functioning as an adjective also. Perfect participle. Apart from the two kinds of participle described above, sometimes we also use a perfect participle. Example, having won the match, the team went on a holiday. So students, here this sentence means that after winning the match, the team went on a holiday. So students, this is known here as perfect participle. So in this participle, present participle, past participle, perfect participle. Present participle we use ing, ed, en at the end of the verb. Past participle we use as an adjective and verb also, and it ends ed, en, d, t or n at the end of the verb. And in perfect participle you can see here, having won the match, the team went on a holiday. So this sentence means after winning the match, the team went on a holiday. And apart from the two kinds of these participles described above, sometimes we use a perfect participle according to the content. We can use participle to join sentences. Now students, we can also use the participle to join two different sentences. How it can be possible? Let us look at these examples. Examples A. Sunita was in Delhi for 5 years. She worked as a teacher. Sunita was in Delhi for 5 years working as a teacher. He was in the studio. He was painting a portrait. He was in the studio painting a portrait. Rita is a trained dancer. She performs well. Being a trained dancer, Rita performs well. Students, look at these three sentences. The first one will, the two sentences are different, but the next one we can see that by using present participle. For example, example A and B. Painting, working, we have used to join these sentences. And in example C, being a trained dancer, Rita performs well. So in this way, participles can be used to join sentences also. The more important sentence is taken as the main clause and the verb in the other sentence is changed into a participle. Now second one, if two things happen simultaneously means at the same time, we use ing for one of the verbs. She felt thrilled, she began to jump. Feeling thrilled, she began to jump. Example B, he felt excited, he jumped and shouted. Feeling excited, he jumped and shouted. So students, these two actions are happening simultaneously, and we have, by our understanding, we can understand that which one is important. So we will put the ing form in that particular verb and we can join the sentence. third one, when one action is done before another action, we use having perfect participle for the first action. Now student, we should know which one will be the first action and the last action. So first here you should know about that, then it will be easy for you. So it says that we use perfect participle for the first action. Look at this example. They played football, they went home. Having played football, they went home. Now students, which action will be the first one? Playing football will be the first one, or going home will be the first one? Obviously playing football will be the first action. So here we will use having played football, they went home. Second example B, we boarded the train, we settled down. Which one will be the first action? Obviously the boarded train, and then only we can settle down. So having boarded the train, we settle down. Misplaced participles. Participles function as adjectives and refer to certain nouns or pronouns. Participle must be placed correctly to convey the correct meaning, and they should refer to the correct nouns. Misplaced articles can make a sentence look odd, and it can make a sentence absurd also. Now student, it wants to say only that we should not misplace participles. We should use it correctly so that the meaning of the sentence cannot be spoiled. Example A, being confident and talented, directors approach him. Since he was confident and talented, film directors approach him. Now students, why it is the first sentence is looking like different, it is wrong, and example B it is correct. So the reason is given here. In sentence A, it appears that the film directors are confident and talented. This is incorrect. What is the correct one? Example B, since he was confident and talented, film directors approached him. So the first sentence is odd, and the second example is only right. Thank you students for watching this video. I hope you understood the video, and you have understood the concept about finite and non-finite verbs. And in non-finite verbs, gerunds and participles. So gerund, it is always used with the noun, and participles, it is related with the adjectives. And we have also discussed about participles: present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. And also remember about the end of the verb, which word will be used, just like en, d, and. So it is very important. It can be asked also in your exams. And then misplaced participles also, that is very important. Thank you students.